Hello everyone, welcome once again. My name is Bahadur Mori and I am an English and SS teacher in Sahajanan English Medium School at Nate Juna. Today we are going to study about social science chapter number 8, framing of constitution and its feature. This is the part 2 of this video, right? This is the part 2 of this video, right? And still you haven't seen the previous part, so please see again, see it and get the details about the what was in the this previous video we taught about it, right? So I hope you all are fit and fine. So now we have to start from the when we reach importance of the preamble. What is the importance of preambles? In the previous video, we talked about how our constitution constructed, how our constitution written, and how many members and all that, right? So please, for a recall, you just go to our gallery and find the video part 1 of this chapter and see again. So much better to memorize. So now I am going to start from over here. Importance of preambles, right? So what is the importance of preambles? So I am going to read every point, every lines, and I will explain every words by myself, and I will try best to explain you every words and every things about every incident from my side. So please listen very carefully, and as usual, I told you that please use the hands free. It's much better for voice clarity. So let's without any further ado, just start our chapter. So begin student. Now, the preamble as a soul of the constitution is also an important necessity. So please underline this one. Preamble is a soul of our constitution. Which part is a soul of constitution? Preamble. Is a soul of our constitution is also important necessity, right? To understand the framing of any law or its interpretations, preamble gives proper guidance. See, to understand the framing of any law. So, if you want to understand any kind of law, how we frame it, how we constructed it, how what the rules and regulation is there in particular constitution, right? So, or its interpretation, that means discussion, changes, think about it. That is called interpretations, right? We can discuss about it, we can change it, we can including it, all these things, right? Bodhikta. And a preamble gives proper guidance. So this, for that preamble give the proper guidance, what kind of thinking, what kind of changes, what is interpretation we can do. So preamble that provide to us. To understand the policy behind the framing of any law, preamble play an important role. See, easy line for understanding of any what policy behind this constitution. If you want to know what is the importance, what is the policy, what is the rules, regulation, what is the intent, what is the principle of these constitutions. If we want to know, so we just go through preamble and we will get everything. Right? As I told you in the previous part, what importance of the preamble, right? So preamble play excellent and a very vital role. So preamble is a highlight in short that we can understand the all things about like movies. When we see the movie trailer, when we show the movie trailer, so we can understand what kind of movie that was, right? So like this way. The preamble is useful to avoid the trouble in the interpretation of the constitution. See, preamble is a useful to avoid the trouble, to avoid the difficulty when we want to decide the interpretation, when we decide the discussion, when we decide to changes into the constitution. That time they avoid the difficulties, avoid the unnecessary things, like a guide. When any ambiguity or obscure detail in law arise, preamble helps in understanding and interpreting the law. When any ambiguity and difficulties will arise, or obscure detail, that some kind of detail that cannot be changed, that kind of things, and that kind of law required to changes that happen, that thing arise, that time preamble has to be help out and understanding the interpretation of the law. Thus, preambles serve a compass to understand the provisions of constitution law. So preamble work as a compass, as a guide, as a navigator, right? That we can understand the what are the provisions which is available in the our constitution. Preamble is a nation's unity, integrity is the standard trust of brotherhood among citizens who are having noble sentiments and ideals. See, preamble is a national unity. We are a, different. Our nation is a different culture, characters, and religion, reason, and many things. Right? Very very diversity country, our India. So that preamble is making unity to us, integrity, and is standard trust of brotherhood among the citizens who are having a noble sentiment and ideals. Preamble is backed by the high ideal and goals. Right, preamble is backed by the high ideals and goal. That's why preamble is of more importance in the our constitutions. All the decided, all the interpretation changes represent the people, society, culture, everything that is we can highlight through the preamble. Now, pillar of the preamble. What are the pillar? What are the pillar of the preamble? That here, the word inscribed in the preamble are. These are the pillars. Yeah, these are the inscribed words in the preamble. We the people of India. We the people of India. Sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, republic, justice, liberty, fraternity, and equality. These are the preamble pillars. This we can highlight into the easily we can see in a preamble. Here we will study of the following three main pillar of the preamble. So which are the three main pillar of the preamble? These are all are a pillar of preamble, but three pillar which is very important and we will going to study about it. First, democracy. First importance pillar of the preamble, that is democracy. As we know, India is a democracy country, world largest democratic country in the world. See, now what is the importance of the democracy country, that we will learn. So now I am going to read this paragraph, democracy. The ultimate sovereignty of power. The ultimate sovereignty of power is with the people according to the Indian Constitution. There is no particular regime of any one particular person. Instead, it is with the people. Right? See, what is the meaning of this? The ultimate sovereignty of power is with the people. So, in short, all the power is people hand, in the people hand. Any decision, any things is all depend on the peoples. The people of India who running the country in short. According to Indian Constitution, according to our Indian Constitution, all the sovereignty of power is with the people. Sovereignty, Prabhupada, Samrajyavad, regime, rule, everything that is only depend on the and the all power have a people. There is no particular regime of any one particular person. Instead, it is with the people. There is no any particular regime, any rules, any reason that a particular have a different kind of rules and regulation. All the people have a same rules and regulations, right? No one person any specific that every people are same according to our constitution. Democracy, the word is derived from Greek word. Please, this is important point. Democracy word came from where? So this word came from the derived from the Greek word demos. Demos means people. What is means of demos? Demos means peoples, and kratos means power. So democracy, that means people have a power. Loco, all things depend on peoples. Loco, everything have a people of India. Demos means people and kratos means power. That is democracy. You can say that power in people hand. So, country's power is not within a group of people. Instead, it is within a people of the country. So, there is one kind of in the our country democracy, any democracy country, that no one can rule in a particular groups. No one person rule. No any group of people can rule. But people can rule all country. Actually, we have a representative of peoples, right? Our leaders are representative of our. So, but actually power is in a people hand. So, with the people of the country, democratic state administration is such an arrangement in which there is equal justice for people to social, economically and politically and having an equal right of participation. Please underline this one. Democratic state administration. What are the administration ruling departments? These are the actually running the government. This administration is such a arrangement. This is administration is a such a arrangement that made by the constitutions in which there is a equal justice. Equal justice, we can all they have a rights to equal justice for people of social just equal economically and politically. Economically, politically and socially they have a equal right to get the justice. They have a equal right to participation. Anyone can participate in anywhere, right? That is a right given by our constitution. It's a democracy. Swatantrata, loko dwara. In democratic India, people elect their leaders through their choice by the casting vote to represent those leaders in the parliament and then thereafter assuming the post of a prime minister and his her cabinet. Please underline this one. What exactly is what exactly is the system of democracy that you have to understand. You have to point out all the point. So here is the one point in the democratic Indian and we are the people of India. We select the people, we vote the people and that particular representative which we liked it, this leader, we give to vote and he just went to we send it into the parliament. Then after assuming that the particular person may be in the post of the prime minister, or MLA, MP, whatever, right, in his or cabinet. Executive do not have absolute power. See, executive do not have a absolute power, right? They are given a specific time limit. Similarly, the voter elect state and local level government. See, executive have no level. After 5 years, they will be they will be retired. They will be not decided if they will continue or not. So any terms in our constitution already terms available. For the sarpanch, how many years they can rule? They can running the administration and prime minister also 5 years. President, MLA, MP, all have a limitation. They cannot continue his lifetime. He has a limit time period. So after that time comes, so next election will be occur. And then we decide we want to continue or not. That is speciality of our democracy. It's very really fabulous. They are given the specific time limit. So right. Similarly, the voter elect the state and local level government. Hence, the democracy means by the people. Please underline now what it means of democracy. This is the actual definition of the democracy that you can easily understand what is democracy. Underline now. Democracy means by the people, for the people and of the people. By the people, that means we are the people, we can elect it, we can give the vote. For the people, for us, we elected for us, for our benefit, for our welfare. And of the people, right. They also present it, that particular place, he also is a people, right. So this is called democracy. Democracy means by the people, for the people and of the people. Cabinet consists member of parliament. See, cabinet consists member of parliament. The cabinet, which is the concept, which is the content, which is the part of the parliament. They have. Cabinet of minister is responsible to the parliament. Please make a bracket. Cabinet of ministers, which are minister who recruit as a cabinet, who select as a cabinet minister, who is responsible to the parliament, directly responsible to the parliament. So now further. Any citizen of India who possesses required constitution's eligibility can contest the election. So in this line, any Indian citizen have some rights, some eligibility. So they can also contest in any election. Contest, that means he can part in any election. Ministerial positions are not acquired here diary. Right, dietary. So in the ministry position are not acquired here dietary. That means that you cannot get the easily that one. It's a ministry post. It depend on the party and all that. Each elected government has a 5 year of terms. Please underline this one. Every election elected person have a 5 years terms. Tenure. That means time period. This government works under the principles of constitution. So any government who that government elected that also work according to our constitution rules and regulation. Therefore, is known as a responsible government. Why the government known as a responsible government? Because the government work under the principle of constitution. The government work under the principle of the constitution, rules and regulation under the constitution. That's why the particular government called a responsible government. Those government who are work according to our constitution, those government who working regarding to our constitution, they not harm, break the rules of constitution. That is really responsible government. The democratic government is based on liberty, equality, and a feeling of fraternity, or continuously work to achieve these goals. Right? They have continuously work to the how we can spread the message in the society for equality, liberty, fraternity, and all that. The constitution this disseminates the power to people to cast their vote according to their free will, and thereby instills confidence in the constitution. Right. So we can easily give the vote anyone. We have rights. We choose our leader. We have rights to. We can select anyone. Right. So our constitution give the authority to. We can select anyone. Right. This is our will. So that's good thing. The Constitution of Democratic India renders fundamental rights and principle for the political direction. Parliament, member of assembly, and independence and impartial justice and election. Commission are those provisions which make our country democratic in every means. See, in the this paragraph in the including in the which is the things which are available in our constitution. The Constitution of Democratic India render fundamental rights for political direction. Fundamental rights, one thing is including fundamental right. Which are the fundamental rights? Right, मूलभूत अधिकार, fundamental rights. Principle of political direction. What is the principle that political parties, political leader which is government, which in a power, they have a follow the principle of political direction. Parliament, rules and regulations, these are available in a constitution. Member of assembly, which are member of assembly, right? MLA, member of assembly, and so then independent and impartial justice, our justice department, and election commission also are those provisions. These are the provisions which is make our country democratic in every means. So which are the provisions which are available in our constitution which actually make a democratic means? These are the provision: fundamental rights, principle of political direction, parliament, member of assembly, right? Member of assembly, MLA and MP, both are a member of assembly, independence and impartial justice, right? And election commission. These are the main provisions which is actually give the meaning of democracy. Clear? Now underline, adult suffrage means the citizen above 18 years of age can cast his or her vote to one's choice of leaders without the discriminating caste, creed, religious, language, gender, education, income, or birthplace. What? Please do underline start from adult to birthplace. See, what is meaning of adult suffrage? That means the adult suffrage. That means the citizen above the 18 years, above the 18 years of age, above the 18 year of age can cast, can give, cast that means can select, then give his or her, she or her, whatever, vote to one's choice of leader. That they can give the vote to his choice. Whatever he liked it, they can give the vote for his liked, without any discriminating. That means without any differences, without any bhedbhav. Caste, discriminating in the caste, creed, religion, language, gender, education, income, or birthplace. So we the people of India can give the vote anyone without any discrimination, caste, creed, religion, language, gender, birthplace. Right, we have right to choose. But it is essential that the citizens are enlisted in the electoral list. One condition, if you want to give the vote, so we have to be enlist in the electoral list. That means election list enrolled. That means we have a part in the, we have our name available in the election list, right? That is enlisted in electoral list, right? That those who are give the voting, that is electoral. That electoral list, election list, matdan yadi, that we have our name should be there, must be there in a list, in the electoral list. Clear? So this is the democracy, right? The first main important democracy in the how to election, voting, election important. People of India have a rights. What are the provisions which is actually give the meaning of the democracy? What is meaning of democracy? What is suffrage of suffrage means about the citizen? These are the point which is including in this paragraph. So you have to just pick out the main things and write down in your field book. Clear? Now second part is the socialistic. Socialistic. Now, what is meaning of socialist? Society, socialist. I just going to read so we can better to understand. In the year of 1976, by 42 Indian Constitution Amendment, right? So, first amendment changes in this year. In the year of 1976, by 42 Indian Constitution Amendment. Please underline this one. Constitution of India added in the 42 amendment. Constitution of India added in the 42 amendment. 42 changes. Amendment yani sudhar, improvement. In the word, which word including, we already know about it, socialist. This word including in 1976, 42 Indian Constitution Amendment. What is the 42 Indian Constitution Amendment? So 42 Indian Constitution Amendment is the word socialist added into the our Constitution. This is the amendment of 42. Most of the provision in the Constitution of India directly or indirectly show social revolution, obviously, which brought social and economic equality and for the aim of welfare state. See, our base is depend only the welfare of the society, people of the India, right? Just our constitution only focus on the how to we can revolution, how to social revolution, and build the people thinking and all that. His lifestyle also for a good for a people. The principle of socialist pattern direct social, economic, and political equality for citizens is given in the preamble, right? And it is now the regarding as a prime feature of the state. See, the principle of the socialist and pattern, this they make made like this way that the all the principles is only for a welfare of people, good for a people. Economically, our constitution gives the direction that the leaders who ruling the ruling party, have only one focus: how to build construction, how the economically developed, politically developed, mentally and educationally citizens lifestyle developed, right? Everything which is available in our preamble, it is now regarding as a prime feature of the state, and it is reflected the fact that India is committed to secure social, economic and political justice, right, for all its people. So we can preamble show that we have a committed due to the committed we have a commitment that we have to work only for the people of India, we work only for our country, like this. So India state for abolishing all form of exploitations, as well as the for securing the equitable distribution of income and resource and wealth. So they have a make a this kind of system that no one can face any difficulties. So exploitation, that means किसी को बुरा करना. So exploitation as well as the securing the equitable, that can be the distribution in the same way. Any one particular person should not have power or asset. Instead, everyone should have equal opportunity by the getting the facilities and the provisions from the society, and thereby the eliminating the discrimination of rich and poor. See, if you are a poor and if I am a rich, so that is not means that I cannot. You are a poor, so it's not means that if I am a poor, it's not means that I cannot travel by bus, travel by train. Right, I have a rights. If you are rich, then you have a right to travel in a government bus. No, no, no. Everyone can ride. Poor, rich, anyone. Anyone use government's equipment, government facilities. That is the rights in our constitution. Right. So thereby we can say that Constitution of India is a socialist document. How we can say the Constitution is a socialist document? So we can say that without any discrimination, without any creed, anyone can use anything is provided by the government, right? There no be any facilities or any provision which is can someone get or someone not get, right? So it's really our Constitution of India is a socialist document. Really, it's a socialist document. Our Indian Constitution never tell that never tell about discrimination. Our Indian Constitution have only one thing, that people of India are same. All people are same. Generally, caste, creed, religious, whatever the birthplace they have, that doesn't mean that. Constitution that means Indian people have a whole right to fully fundamental rights in this country that provided by our constitution. No one can get to back from us. So now third point, very important, secularism. It's a very important, very important regarding to our society right now. Secularism. Say this word also added in the year of 1970 by the 42 Indian Constitution Amendment, the word of secular. This word also including in the Indian Constitution after the 42 Indian Amendment. Please underline this one also. Insert that means editing. Insert that, right. India is a secular country, right. India is a secular country, please underline. Make sure India is a secular country. So what is meaning of secular? Secular, that means we not not decided that this country belong to Hindu or this country belong to only Muslim or Sikh, Isai. This country belong to all the religions, all the creed, all the caste. This is what means secularism. Secular that means धर्म निरपेक्ष, किसी के धर्म के बारे में सभी के लिए होना, राइट. दिस इज कॉल्ड सेक्युलर. किसी धर्म को ऊंचा नीचा कहना, किसी को बुरा भला कहना, किसी को नीच या किसी को खराब बोलना, this is not a secular. Secular, that means all the people are same, all religions are same. This is word of secular. So India is a secular country. Here anyone can live which is birth in India, which have a right to live in India. That not importance which is come from which religions. Any religions, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, Jain, Parsi, whatever, who born in India and who have rights to live in India and even Indian citizenship, they can live in India. They can freely travel in India. They can speak in India, right? So this is called secularism, right? Dharma nirpeksh. India can never become a particular religious country as per the provision of our constitution. Clear? India never become any particular religious country as per our constitution. As per our constitution, India never become any particular religious country. India have a rights to live in all religions. India does not follow any particular religions. That it's so clear. India does not follow any particular religions. Please underline this one. Previous line also underline. India does not follow any particular religions. Every religion have a rights. Here not any particular religion. That means if the Hindus are more as a population, so this country belong to Hindu. No. According to our constitution, this country for everyone, right? Which is have Indian citizens. So India does not follow any particular religions. So the country never promotes any religious activity. So our country never promote any religious activity. Sorry, but currently what kind of situation going on, that we all know about it. So please make sure that our society is constitutions, and we are a secular country. India is a secular country, so we have to follow the secularism. All people are brother and sister, right? So this is also in our preambles. So never make a discrimination in caste, creed, religions. So we are a people of India, that's it. This is importance. The country cannot involve any secular activity with the religious activity. Clear? India, the country cannot involve any secular activity with the religious activity. The activity of the country has a freedom to choose his or religion. So all people of India have a freedom. I have a freedom. If I want to choose this religion, so I can. If I choose this religion, I can. My constitution give me rights. This line said this. right? Country has a freedom to choose his religion. The country cannot discriminate a citizen on religious basis. Clear? Country cannot make a discrimination on the religious base. It's he or she came from this religious, so we have to. We cannot give admission. We cannot give this. We cannot travel to him. We cannot give. We cannot give home for a rent because the she or her come from this particular religious. No, this is not allowed in our country because our constitution didn't give permission. So equal job opportunity also and political rights of the to the citizens are given without any religious discrimination. Anyone can job anywhere. Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, any caste, any creeds, anyone can do anything according to his capacity, according to his ability. No one can remove you. If you have ability, if you have talent, you can do any jobs, right? Any post you can get if you have ability. These rights given by our constitution. In this way, secularism is the basic foundation and mandatory feature of the constitution. See, secularism is a basic and foundation and mandatory, that means compulsory feature of our constitution. Secularism is a word that we can make a peace in our country. Secularism only these things that we can peace and we can develop our country. Clear? Now last paragraph. Sarva dharma समदृष्टि, सर्वधर्म समदृष्टि, दैट मीन्स सभी धर्मों को एक समान देखना, सर्वधर्म समदृष्टि इन शॉर्ट, एंड सर्वधर्म समभाव, सभी धर्मों को एक समान मानना, सभी धर्मों को एक समान देखना, दैट इज सेक्युलरिज्म. सभी धर्म अच्छे हैं, सभी धर्म अपने हिसाब से सही है, दैट इज कॉल्ड सेक्युलरिज्म. Are the principles incorporated in the constitution, right? These are the incorporated in the constitution. The sarva dharma sambhav, sarva dharma samdrashti, these are the incorporated main principle for a secularism. So no particular religions would be encouraged in any state. You cannot encourage any particular religions in any state. If some religious population more, so you cannot promote, you cannot encourage. Here the more population, you build this religious country. No, this is not allowed in our constitutions. It's our constitution did not give permission. He never gave a permission this. There is no prohibition on any citizen to propagate his or religion, belief, trust and faith. Yeah. We have rights to, we can believe our propagate any religions, our belief, our trust, we have rights. These rights given by our constitution. If I want to in these beliefs I can, if I want to pray for this God I can, right? But I cannot, I also propagate, but I cannot establish and I cannot show that this is only religious belief or this creed can be continued in this country, in this state. No, it's not allowed. Clear? Secularism, democracy, this three pillar is very important. So socialist democracy is the main pillar of the preambles. So we have to put the video on this point. We have to post this video on this point. Next part will be soon according to our timetable. Right. So please just point out the every line and write down importance line in your prayer books. I hope you got every point. So please stay home, stay safe. Take care. We will get soon again. Right. Take care of yourself. Have a nice day.